All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Coach's Corner. With me today, for reasons beyond our control, we just have Coach Peter. Of course, I'm Coach Dale, also known as Zim. Peter, also known as.
Grass.
There we go. Coach Kevin and Coach Ron are not with us today through no fault of their own. We are doing this one very quickly because the first game of the new week is currently being played between Kevin and Miles. So the Lurg against the the horrible metal gods. So that's going to be that's happening as we speak. I'm not checking in on the game. We will still do some predictions, and then I'm assuming everyone will be predicting. I don't know if you agree, Peter, that everyone will be predicting metal gods winning that one.
I assume.
I think
Yeah.
it's a pretty safe bet that everyone will be going along with that. So we're not, you know, we're not breaking any rules here. So we'll quickly go over the scores quickly, and then we will go over the upcoming week, and then we should really go over the playoff standings because that is the thing to talk about this week. Things are getting nuts. So Peter, if you can join me here, we've got. I will share my screen with you actually, so you can see it. All right, let's see. There we go. It should be up for you. So I'm looking at the
Sure
schedule
is.
for day 8. First, first one there. I played the AI and won 5-0. Uh, the only danger with playing the AI is that they'll get some lucky injury rolls early on and then cripple your team for the rest of it. But that one went well. Not much to talk about there. Um, then we had the game with the Delivery Boys against NSAB and Res Minions. Peter, did you catch any of that game?
I did not. I was alerted moments before it was being played as I was occupied with something else.
Yeah, I feel like it was going on while there was something else was going on at the same time. I don't know. Maybe there was another rage game happening. Maybe I was playing a rage game. I don't know.
Could be.
But yeah, that Delivery Boys get that one 2-0. You played the dreaded Lurg, who is they're currently playing the Metal Gods right now, and that was a surprise. How did we all predict that one?
I believe, let me just pull it up. Metal Gods versus. Where's that?
Well, this one, well, the Metal
There it is.
Gods.
Versus Quango. Kevin and you both predicted a Metal Gods victory. I predicted a tie, and Ron predicted a Quango
Oh wait,
victory.
what are we? Oh, what are they? You're down to Quango. I was talking about Dirty Mike and the gang versus the dreaded Lurg.
Oh, I thought you were looking at.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you say Metal Gods for some reason.
Well, we've been talking about the Metal Gods a bit. It may have slipped
Yeah.
in there.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think everyone voted Dirty Mike and the gang would triumph, except for Ron, who was looking at a tie.
And there you go. Ron does it again. The next one, I was there. I watched that game. That was last night. The Goats Who Stare at Men coming in as favorites against Kazad Doom Patrol. Did anyone call it for Dane on that one? I think someone did.
I think, yeah, the majority of us did. You were the only one who called it for
For
the
the
goats
Goats? Okay, I
because
thought it
of
was.
the five injured players he had.
I thought it was their time. I guess I was mistaken, but it was. Yeah, it was not a good game for Nicholas and his Goats yesterday. Honey Boys beat the Warpstone Warriors. Um,
Yeah.
2-1.
Everyone called that one except for me. I thought it would be a tie because I thought they would be able to put some points up on the board.
Yeah, he had a pretty bad game again. And then
Yeah, it
Legend
went,
of
it went
Quango
before.
beats the Metal Gods, and much to his chagrin, Miles could not take the victory on that one.
I'm
Uh,
sure Ron did not skip on the opportunity to say something along the lines of K-pop
I
gods
don't know,
again.
but I don't. Yeah, maybe I was again. I wasn't there for that one, but I know that Miles did try his best to bruise and bash a few of those pesky lizards, but they went on to another one. Let's
I
move
do
on
believe there
to.
was a wizard involved on his end
Okay,
for
well,
that purpose.
that can help too. Let's, sorry we're not taking the usual time, but I do need to get this done before my dinner is going to arrive, and that game is on now, so I'm under pressure. So day 9 has begun, as we know, because the fifth game on our list, which we'll talk about in a minute, is on right now. But the first one we have Leather Pharaohs versus Dirty Mike and the gang. I'm going to call that one for Dirty Mike. Not much to talk
I
about there.
I also hope I will win, and I imagine the other two will do the same. So I've already included everyone on the list as calling it for Mike.
All right, so next one, Insabiners Minions host the Goats. Now they had a good week. No, they had a bad week. They lost to Delivery Boys. That's right. So they're coming off a loss. Goats are coming off a loss. I don't think the Goats have any permanent injuries. Have you?
No, they have one goat is down for the count. It's a level 3 goat with just basic block and something else.
Okay, so one
so
guy down.
no big loss for the goats. I think they have this one. I think they're favored here.
There, I'm gonna call. He's due for a win. I'm calling it for him. And again, I guess we'll have Ron and Coach Ron and Coach Kevin will send you their picks for the others for the rest of the week as well. I get to play the Honey Boys. I don't like my chances.
I'm going to be honest, I also think it might be a rough game for you.
I'm going to try my hardest, but this is the easiest of the last 3 games that I have, like the easiest team as far as damage to me goes. Because I believe I'm facing the Metal Gods after that, and then am I facing you?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
We are playing next week.
Yeah, so
And
again,
then you're finishing with the Metal Gods, I suppose.
I'm calling this one for the Honey Boys. I have
same.
not been. The Enchanted Forests are getting. They're getting levels and they're getting a decent TV now, but I just don't seem to have any luck with this team.
You just got to get that one breakthrough player who gets the +1 agility, can dodge through everything.
Well, maybe. Delivery Boys and Legend to Quango. What do you think of that one? Is it his time?
I honestly don't know. I know that he can put points on the board.
Yes, he can.
When his opponent isn't careful.
He's actually moved up into the top aggregate spot, I believe, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But I think he's leading the pack. Delivery Boys. No, Quango's they've got the first half of the season locked in, so they're not a factor now.
Oh, I was a top aggregate.
Well, except you are also you're in first place for the league, so you're not holding that spot. You're holding the first place spot.
Yeah.
If you get displaced somehow, then you'll move into the aggregate competition. But right now in the aggregate competition, Delivery Boys are leading the pack and a tie for the next place. So we'll talk. Like I said, we'll talk about that. But what do you think is going to happen in that one?
As far as injuries on Quango, there's one skink out with no notable skills. Delivery Boys.
He doesn't need any other skinks except that one pesky one.
DBB, they have 170k in the bank, so I expect to see a third gutter runner on the field, which might make the difference this game.
The Quango has to fall at some point. I'm going to call the Delivery Boys for this one.
I think he'll be able to put up the points because I think he knows at this point that he doesn't stand a chance in the strength game, at least in this matchup in particular. With very firm line of
boys.
It's
like he plays a very similar game, but without the giant 4-strength lizards on the front line there.
Yes. So I believe in his ability to maneuver around the lizards rather than try to go through them.
Yeah.
Although I think it might be a tie.
Well, hey, a tie would be a victory of sorts. We have the Lurg right now hosting the Metal Gods. So again, I think we talked with this off air.
As much as I want to believe in the Lurg.
Yeah, I think the Metal Gods are going to win this one.
It's 2 bash teams, but one of them has strength on the field, and one of them does not have nearly as many stats and skill ups.
Right.
And no amount of extra rerolls so unless he actually went ahead and chose to get a couple strong players, star players, which I don't think is in the cards for Kevin. I think it's Metal Gods.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, of course, Kevin. There's a good chance of Kevin working a tie because he does that better than anyone I know.
The tie is incredibly likely, honestly, but
I'm gonna
stats wise, it's got to be Metal Gods because they can push up those. Once he gets the ball into the hands of a player, those
Well,
Those stink
when,
zones don't do anything.
yeah, when he turtles up and starts moving it, then yeah. Um, Last game, Kaz had Doom Patrol against Warpstone Warriors. Here's something I'm gonna say this about Dane. This has nothing to do with our Majors League, but in our Rage League, I just played Dane against his Wood Elves,
Hmm.
and he was kicking ass. That's
Oh
all I
yeah,
can say about
he's.
it. Dane's coaching skills have definitely gone up a level.
If there was a most improved player award at the end of this league, I think that goes to him for sure.
If there was, but yeah, that was the game last night, right? Kaz at Doom Patrol was playing the Goats, yeah, and he won
Yep.
3-0.
Yep. I'm
Coached a
gonna
hell of a
call.
game, and I think he's got the hang of this thing. And Warpstone Warriors coming off like a run of bad luck, and I think it's Dane's time to shine. So I'm calling it for Kaz at Doom Patrol.
I think so too.
So before we finish things up, I would like to call the. If I can go to the. Actually, I don't even have it up. I could just go over the. I'll put this up for everyone to look at on Discord. But again, in the playoff standings right now, we have our first half winner is Legend of Quango, so they're holding that spot. Second half leader right now is Dirty Mike and the gang.
Ooh.
Um, that are sitting basically at 30 points. 27, yeah, 30 points. Delivery Boys are next team competing for that spot, and they're at 22 points. So a lot of a lot of bad stuff has to happen to you, and a lot of good stuff has to happen to him. Although again, N Saviner's minions and the Honey Boys are all and the Goats are all sitting at 21.
Hmm.
So it's a pretty
It's anyone's
tight.
game down
It's
there.
a tight field down there, but I don't think I think you're almost out of range. And like I said, they have to like go on a streak, and you
It
have to
would
go
have
on a
to
horrible
be.
losing streak too.
You said I'm at 30.
You're at 30 points,
Yeah.
yes.
So for those at 21 to tie with me, it would have to be three straight wins. And for
You
the
would
Delivery Boys
and you
boys,
also have to get three straight
and I would get three
losses.
straight losses. And
Yeah,
then for the Delivery Boys, if they get three straight wins and I get three straight losses, then they beat me.
right. So I think you've almost got a lock on it. To me, you do have a lock, but
Well,
technically you
considering I'm
don't.
playing the AI
Oh, that's true too.
right
So as
now.
long as you beat the AI, you've got it locked up.
Yep.
Um, in the aggregate spots, our leaders normally have two spots there, but the first spot is being held by the Delivery Boys with 22 points, and the second place spot in there is held by three teams right now, all with 21 points. And again, that is the Goats, who stare at men, and Sabanur's Minions, and the Honey Boys. So those three teams are fighting tooth and nail for their spot, and good luck to all of them, really. Um, yeah, that's it. Do you have anything to add, Peter, before we call this a day?
I would just like to point out that the serial kills list has a five-way tie currently for first place, with five players having two kills,
Right,
which is
right.
impressive considering there have only
Well, let's
been
take a quick look at
19
it.
kills in the league so
Actually,
far.
you know what? There's no car pulling up with my dinner yet, so I do have a
I say,
second.
I say only 19 kills. That's an average of, two a week,
Yeah, yeah.
which is an impressive number.
So I can just take a look at the leaderboard for the
More
league
than two,
standings
actually.
right now. Not the playoff standings, but this particular tournament. Um, but let's go to our Hall of Fame for the correct
Also, for
season
another
of.
impressive stat, there's best interceptors with Dirty
There.
Mike having the third place spot on that list. Tied for first, of course, but
Well, I'm just going to cycle through the. I'm cycling through the rankings for the Hall of Fame right now. So, if there's any big surprises in one of the categories, then call me out and we'll stop and talk
oh,
about it for a second.
those are the ones I'm pointing out. Dirty Mike having his face on the best interceptors page is incredible.
Okay, well, well, then we'll skip right to that then. Best interceptors. There we go. Dirty Mike, and there's our numbers. So we have 6 interceptions, like you said, and Dirty Mike is in that list along with Logan Blacktusk, Heparu Murtis, Cousin Jimbo, Mothra, and Rodan.
Nice.
And let's go back for a second. Most violent, no surprises there. Their best receivers, I believe it's pretty much what we saw last time. Serial kills, any new kills? I was thinking of an interesting idea for a segment for maybe for next season, because we talked about the players dying, and
Oh yeah.
for Coach's Corner, I think we should have a Coach's Corner section.
How
Okay.
long did it take you to come up with that one?
It just occurred to me. Honestly,
It's incredible.
it popped into my head.
We were talking, I believe Ron and I recently about the potential of doing an in memoriam section at the end of the week,
Right.
keeping track of all the deaths and just playing, some soft music over a roll of faces.
Well, yeah. If we could get our
If we
production
had
values up,
production value.
yeah, we could do a nice little thing. If we could manage to get a shot of each of
I
them
think
being killed.
I think as it stands, I think the best we could do is maybe play the music and read off their names.
That's the low budget version, but yeah, I might be able to pull clips. There's ways to do it.
Well,
Interceptors, brutes. Oh, was Phil Polio on the list last week?
I cannot remember.
Is he in top spot? That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's knockouts.
Yeah, but I don't believe he was number one last week. So
It's funny because that list doesn't have the people who are designed to kill, except for Viv Campbell, who's for some reason on that list.
yeah.
But the players who are designed to kill don't show up there. They show up on the most violent
Here's our usual culprits for best throwers,
and
and
the
our
usual
best
best
rushers are still no big changes there. Passers. Oh,
Oh, spooky!
I think Sour Diesel may have been listed in third on the last time. I know he's on one list.
I don't remember spooky being on there before, but
Okay.
RJD with 8.
Okay,
He's
let's
made a
take it.
pass every. He's made at least a pass every game. That's impressive.
I guess so. That is impressive. He is an impressive specimen. Go back to that. Best scorers. Again. Oh, right. Maybe that's the one. Trainwreck was in on that third spot. So
Hmm.
maybe Sour Diesel moved up the list. Most matches played. Best punching bags. One of the Leather Pharaohs seems to be on the list now. He's been punched
That's
down enough
reasonable.
times. Yeah, seems likely. Hmm. All right, and back to most experienced. So that wraps it up. I think we've covered everything.
Yep.
Hopefully, we'll have some of our frequent contributors back next time. Coach Ron and Coach Kevin. I'd like to hear their opinions on the things that have happened this week and what's coming up because we're getting close to the playoffs. Things are heating up. So for me, Coach Dale, and for you,
Me.
Coach Peter Graz. Thanks for
Yeah.
hanging out for a few moments. We'll see you guys out on the pitch.
See ya.